meeting to order. We'll note that all members are present. Tom Duane, Andy Nicholson, Tom Sladek, and myself, guys. Can we have a motion to
So moved.
agenda?
Second.
Moved by Nicholson, seconded by Sladek, to approve the agenda. Any amendments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Number 3 is the approval of minutes of the finance committee meeting of.
Move approval.
Second.
And moved by Alderman Sladek, seconded by Alderman Duane, to approve minutes. Any corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Number 4, report of the purchasing manager. 4A is request approval to purchase 4 thermal imaging cameras from W.S. Darling and Company for $20,047. Is the boss man here?
No, he is not, but he did give me the information. We did send this out, and we got 2 competitive quotes. We are recommending a low responsive bidder of W.S. Darling for the $20,047.16. These are for the fire department.
Right.
I move to approve.
A second.
Were these, okay, moved by Mr. Duane, seconded by Mr. Sladek. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 4B is request approval to purchase 40 sets of firefighter turnout gear from Paul Conway Shields for $68,800.
Move to approve. Second.
It's been moved by Duane, seconded by Nicholson to approve. Under discussion.
This was competitively bid using value, and this is the low quote. If we were to go, we're using the bid, if we were to go out to quote it right now or actually purchase it, it would be over $2,000 a set.
I guess it's not in our, is it in our packet?
The detail is not in your, they had entered into a 5-year agreement with Value, and they did get 8 vendors.
Value is what?
Value Group, I don't know what it stands for, but it's a consortium of large purchasers such as the City of Green Bay, Madison, Milwaukee, and a lot of the larger entities or municipalities in
They bid
Wisconsin.
these things together, is it?
Yes.
And so these were, there's
It was
4 or 5 other communities that are also part of this bid?
Correct.
And-
There's a lot more than one, actually.
And were there other bidders?
Yes, there were 8 in total.
Okay, and this was the best of all of them? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I got a question.
Mr. Duane?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chief, I got a question for you. You know, I always know that we go for the lowest bidder, but sometimes I get concerned when it's public safety that we're getting irregular. I mean, I know someone can underbid somebody, but the quality might not be there. Obviously, it wouldn't be on here if you weren't okay with it, but is there ever a time, or is this a time that we might want to look at if they're, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Quality-wise,
yeah,
is it the
there's
same?
There are 14, I think currently 14 departments, Milwaukee being the largest, Madison and ourselves, and then 11 others that are involved in that. We have 3 members that sit on that review panel.
Okay.
We actually get to trial the gear here in Green Bay, so we get a set from each vendor. We trial it for several months to see the wear and tear on it, to see how the members actually like it. And so that, the vendor that you have before you is the successful lowest bidder of our approved spec.
My concern would, Mr. Chairman, would only be that making sure that the lowest bidder has the same quality for police or fire for the uniforms and stuff, or anything they need, so I'm okay with it, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 5 is request by the purchasing manager to extend the cell tower lease located in Fisk Park for an additional 30 years, out to 2051.
So currently, we have various leases throughout the city for cell tower rentals, and that helps. We generate about $173,000 a year. This lease in particular will be expiring in 2021. American Tower has come forward and asked us if we'd be willing to extend it another 30 years. That additional revenue that we would generate over those 30 years was $1,350,000. They would also be giving us a $25,000 bonus in 2016. I don't know if there's any additional, and they'd be following their current contract with stepping up our payments 20% every 5 years.
So they'd be stepping up the payment every 5 years?
5 years
So
by
what's the base,
20%.
what's the base?
I'm sorry, I don't have it, but I certainly can get that information for you, until in your basket. And like I said, in total, all of our cell towers, we budgeted $173,000 in, for 2016. And I do not know the specifics on this particular rental.
So, but this rental by itself, over that 30 years, is $1,357,000?
Right, we would generate an additional $1,350,725 with this, with extending the contract to 2050.
So it's about 40,000 a year then?
Roughly, I'm sorry, I didn't do
It's a little more than that. No, I guess there's no rush on this, but I think we should look at it closely. I don't know what the market is for that sort of thing, you know, how country seems to be going toward more and more monopolies. I don't know if that's a good price, a bad price, sounds like a lot of money to me, but I'm just a old country boy, so I don't know.
Country boy?
You know what the, well, I was born on a farm. Mr. Slatty, could you have some?
Yes, so is this tower owned by the city?
It is actually owned by American Tower, and they go out to lease space off that tower to various cell phone companies like Verizon's, AT&T's of the world.
So they're paying us, they're leasing the space and the right to have the tower at that
Right,
point.
right. And new to this contract that, if you so desire to approve, we would also be receiving 20% revenue share of any future carriers. So that would that's on top of the $1,350,000, because we just don't know what that would look like.
Okay, I just wanted to know, I figured they own the tower.
Yes, they
So,
own the tower.
So there's really not any competition involved here. Someone else would have to be willing to build a tower to compete with them.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with this.
Well, my concern is learning the market on this, and what is the market? They own the tower, and it sounds like they resell what comes off the tower to all these other carriers. So while 40,000 might seem like a lot to us, maybe they're getting $1 million. Maybe they're getting 500,000. Maybe they're getting only 100,000, I don't know. Depending on what they can resell it for, are we better off saying that we want a percentage of what comes off of that?
Well, with this new contract, we would be receiving an additional 20% of revenue on top of the 20% increase. We would receive 20% revenue
Well, you
share
have to
of any
back that up,
future.
I don't understand that. You have to talk more plainly.
Okay, so let me repeat it. So the new contract would add 30 years at a base additional revenue of $1,350,000.
That part we got.
Okay. On top of that, what's new with this contract is that you would also receive 20% of revenue share for any new carriers that actually would lease space on this tower.
On top of the 40,000 a year, or
Yes.
roughly 40,000 a year.
Yes.
Well, I know this is a big thing, it's a lot of money. We don't even have a report in our packet. I mean, it's something I think I'd like to think about for a couple of weeks. Certainly sounds good and attractive, but
Yeah, this is.
is this giving them a real deal, or is this a real deal for us?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we hold this item for
Second.
till the next meeting with a request that staff bring you the details of the proposed agreement and any information that they can determine about the markets.
Yeah, I'm glad you added that last part, Mr. Slavic. What are the similar towers doing in other places? I mean, is this a gold mine that's worth $1 million a year, or $2 million a year, or $3 million a year, and while we think it's a big number, it might be actually a small number. So I guess I'd like to learn the market. I'd like to know what I'm signing on to. So more detail about it, I guess, the better. It sounds more like a sales job at this point in time. And I can be sold on something, but I usually like my time to study the market. Okay, the motion by Mr. Sladek is to hold till our next meeting. Is it, who seconded that?
Second?
Seconded by Mr. Dwayne. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 6 is a request by Alderman Chris Weary to live stream city council meetings. And he did leave a, like you said, Mr. Sladek, he had some information about it. Oh, okay. I just want to read what Mr. I request that you refer to staff for pricing of the live streaming council meetings, and if the county will partner with us to cost share. Okay, that's what Mr. Weary is asking us to do. He's at another meeting here tonight. And
And-
Mike, did you have some information for us?
Yes. We received some pricing, and the county will go half in with us for our portion of it. But the streaming portion, which is a different portion, and we're only going to stream through a different service, we would handle that entire cost. But any reprogramming of the system downstairs, they will split the cost with us.
That's for city council and county board meetings?
Yes.
Because, I guess that's, so we'd be streaming both.
We would stream both.
Now, we have more meetings than they do. So is it proportionate, or?
We have entered into an agreement with Brown County for enhancements that we've done with the common council, and we typically share them 50/50.
And do you know what that cost is yet?
Yes. I have a cost of $9,554.80. But then there's also annual cost to stream that comes up every year at $2,255, which probably increases every year.
So this is about $12,000 a year.
The first year is $9,500.
Right, and then thereafter, the maintenance on the live streaming is going to be $2,255 every year.
$2,255. So we're talking roughly about 21 council meetings and 12 county board meetings. So 3 meetings, so it's about $300 a meeting or something like that.
Now, Mike, the annual maintenance, the $2,255, that's just the city's
Yes,
portion
just us. The city
for
pays
our piece, and then Brown County would actually have.
Well, that's the city's portion.
Right, that is just the city's maintenance, software
So
maintenance.
it's more than that then.
Right, Brown County, I don't know what Brown County's cost would be to continue to live stream.
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to use a different service.
Again, I wish Mr. Weary was here, because I'm wondering what, the real purpose of it, We do have a recording of all our meetings. Record them all.
That is probably on the web the following day.
I don't know how many people are, waiting for the fight of the week to come. Oh, did I slip on that? I'm sorry. But I remember when I was a kid, there was a Friday night fights, and people would wait for that. But I mean, I don't know, I guess I'd like to know kind of why this is asking for this. There's a lot of people out there that would use it, otherwise it's just an expense.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to hold for 2 weeks with the information given to us, and we'll have plenty of time to get Alderman Weary's findings.
I mean, it's normally available the next day if anybody that wants to watch it. I guess is it worth having this expense just so that people can have it 24 hours earlier? I don't know. It's hard to get people even come to a meeting, so I don't know.
I'll second Alderman Dwayne's motion.
Okay, the motion by Dwayne, seconded by Sladek to hold this for 2 weeks. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 7 is request by Alderman Randy Scannell to video all forum debates and council races to be played on TV for city website.
You here?
He's at the other meeting.
So I can address the committee too. I did talk with Alderman Scannell this afternoon.
With respect to this, and I believe at your last meeting, he had made a recommendation to refer to staff so that the city attorney's office could take a look at the policy with respect to Green Bay Public Television. That was, I guess, my primary concern, to make sure how this request would fit in with that policy. And so when I looked at that policy, what it indicated is that basically Green Bay Public Television is not to be used as a mechanism for political purposes, essentially. And in reviewing that, along with our historical meeting room policy that exists for City Hall and other public buildings, I indicated to Alder Scannell that I think my recommendation would be to essentially receive and place this on file so that we really aren't using city resources for a political type of, I guess, discussion or display. So that would be my recommendation to the committee.
Thank you. And, my motion will be to receive and place on file, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We don't want to get in trouble.
Okay, the motion before us is to proceed on number 7, place it on file by Wayne and Mr. Sladek. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 8, request by Alderman Weary that should the Colburn Olympic pool project come in higher than the original $4.5 million estimate, up to $1 million of excess stadium tax revenue be utilized to fund the overage. Again, there was a note from Mr. Weary. He said the pool estimates will be available in 2 weeks, and we can then address the potential use of the surplus tax money. I guess the idea is just to hold this.
Make a motion to hold for 2 weeks to get the information.
Second.
Parks.
All right, it's been moved by Alderman Wayne, seconded by, is it Alderman Scott?
Yes.
To hold for 2 weeks. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And last but not least, number 9 is the report of our financial director.
I don't have anything.
Motion to receive and place on file.
Second.
All right, we better talk, she's got nothing to say.
I have plenty to say. We've been working on a lot of year-end,
Oh,
and
yeah.
rolling the budget, so there's a lot happening down there.
Just
but-
kidding. Okay, we have a motion then to receive and place on file?
Yes. And second by
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And then if we could entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Green, seconded by Sladek.